The one thing I like about hero-based anime series is that they are very much inspiring. Although the story it tells might not apply directly to us, the morals and lessons they tell are very much the same with or without the supernatural in the world. And also, who doesn't like seeing a hero taking on evil? A few common themes I found in each of these hero-based anime series are what I think make up the main appeal of these series. There is usually a role model of some sort that an aspiring hero looks up to that provides the foundation for what they will do once they themselves become heroes. A role model can come from anyone, and doesn't have to be someone with immense power and strength. And the same goes for heroes too, although there is some sense in knowing that it would be difficult for someone to be a hero without power, but at the same time, a hero can rise from someone with the truest intentions of doing what is right, even ones without power. Someone willing to risk their lives and commit to self-sacrifice in order to save the lives of people. So from what I think makes up the general framework of a hero genre, here is my top 10 hero anime series. To start things off, at number 10, Kotetsujo no Kabaneri or Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. One of the more underrated series that seem to have died down a bit recently. It is set in a period of industrial revolution where zombie-like creatures known as Kabane plague humanity for their appetite for human flesh. The story centers around Ikoma, who is a young steamsmith and inventor of a weapon that is able to pierce the Kabane's hardened heart. Through unforeseen circumstances, the location he was at was overrun by Kabanes, and he was forced to do whatever it takes to survive. From that point on, he becomes a changed man, dedicating himself to take action and fight instead of running away. In the beginning, it was teased that aspects of a hero in the character was hinted by some of the other characters, as they mocked him for actually wanting to contribute to the fight against the Kabane. As the story progresses, he slowly grows and develops from the scared boy he was to a man who would risk his own life to save others. This was animated by Wit Studio, the same studio that animated Attack on Titan, so you know the animation is going to be great. Number 9, Akame ga Kill. In a place known as the Empire, within the capital, which is supposedly full of wealth and opportunity, is actually full of corruption and evil people. A rebel force known as the Revolutionary Army makes great efforts towards fighting against the Empire's government and restoring peace and stability to the lands. Within the rebel army is an assassination branch known as Night Raid, that supposedly carries out reconnaissance and assassinations within the capital to push forward the ideals of a better order. In this world, there are Imperial arms also known as Tegu, which are rare powerful relics that grant their compatible users unique powers. This series centers around Tatsumi, a boy who left his poor village to find help in supporting it. He would soon encounter Night Raid in his journey and set him on a path towards fighting the Empire. Although the series is somewhat dark and bloody, I felt the aspects of heroism were prevalent in the series. Sure, you can argue that assassins can't be heroes because they commit murder constantly. You can't even say they do on a daily basis. But my dispute to that would be that a hero might need to commit the sin of killing in order to bring about peace, and by staining him or herself with that sin, they are taking on the burdens of others who shouldn't have to. Number 8, Guilty Crown. Okay, this one is debatable, but I decided to put this series in the video due to the main character's overall actions and intent throughout the series. Guilty Crown is a sci-fi supernatural action series centered around the character Shu. The story is set in 2039 Japan, set around the catastrophic events of the apocalypse virus 10 years prior known as Lost Christmas. Shu starts off as a regular schoolboy just living his life, but somehow gets put into a dangerous situation involving a girl named Inori, who would change his life with their encounter. In general, his actions don't really make him a true hero. In addition, he does go through a downfall phase when he becomes a tyrant dictator, but I digress. He ends up gaining a special power known as the Power of Kings that allows him to extract weapons known as voids from people. Honestly, you can think of his powers as the same as Noctis from Final Fantasy, but I'll spare you the explanations. His heroic traits of saving people and taking on everyone's burdens is most prevalent near the end of the series, which is the primary reason for Guilty Crown being in this video. Number 7, Dungeon ni Deo Motomeru no wa Majigataru Doroka, or Danmachi for short. Also called Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Centers around a young man named Bel Crano, who dreams of becoming the greatest adventurer. In the city of Arario, there are groups known as familias that serve as a clan or community of a sort that is led by a god or goddess sent down from heaven. Bel Crano belongs to the Hestia family led by Hestia, and was the very first member of it. In this town, adventurers go into dungeons to fight monsters in order to get stronger and make a living. Bel starts out at the very bottom as a beginner and tries his best to work his way up. In this story, we follow Bel and his climb to getting stronger, while at the same time doing so to protect his friends and make his goddess proud. It's always inspirational to see a hero start from the very bottom and to later down the line witness the amount of progress they made into becoming the amazing hero they set out to be. This series brilliantly captures that aspect and why this series is at number 7. At number 6, Magi is set in what appears to be a recreation of the ancient old world. In this world, there exists an essence called Rufu that gives life to everything and is part of the cycle of fate. There are magical structures known as dungeons that award those who clear it with treasure and the power of genes within metal vessels. The story follows a boy named Aladdin, who after being secluded for his entire life, travels the world in the search for answers to who he is and what his purpose is. He eventually meets a young man named Alibaba and the slave Morgiana, whom Aladdin befriends. Together, they set out on an adventure towards combating a force that threatens to fill the world with darkness. Heroes are supposed to be people who can help other people find salvation and resolve issues that normally would seem impossible. They are leaders and mediators that guide others towards a right path. That was the role of the Magi and the influence they had on people, which is why this series is a fascinating series, full of adventure and passion, which is why this made it at number 6. At number 5, Nanatsu no Taizai, or the 7 Deadly Sins. One of the more underrated series in my opinion that has elements of adventure, action, and fantasy. It is set in a world synonymous to that of Middle Age Europe in the regions of Britannia and its kingdoms. In Britannia, there exists holy knights with immense magical powers for the purpose of protecting. Among these knights is a legendary group known as Nanatsu no Taizai, which consists of 7 members. These knights had betrayed their homeland and were rumored to have killed their comrades in order to overthrow the ruler of Lyons. 10 years later, now branded as traitors, the 7 Deadly Sins, or Nanatsu no Taizai, have scattered and are in hiding. Meanwhile, the Dark Princess of the kingdom named Elizabeth sets out to find and gather the 7 Deadly Sins in order to combat the corruption of the Holy Knights now plaguing the kingdom. This series reminds me a lot of Akatsuki no Yona or Yona of the Dawn, as they both feature a heroine of royal blood on an adventure towards gathering allies of individuals from various backgrounds. Despite the initial plot, this is very much a tale of extraordinarily heroic feats, as you'll find out as the story progresses. A story and cast full of camaraderie and eternal friendship that makes this a very enjoyable series to watch. Although the cast is somewhat large as it includes the 7 Deadly Sins and more, the development of the characters is just so well done for every character that you'll easily get to know each and every member of the 7 Deadly Sins on a personal level. At number 4, Tengen TOPPA GURREN LAGANN centers around a boy named Simon who was raised in an underground village with Kamina, whom he has a close brotherly bond with and is his role model. One day, they managed to make it to the surface with the help of Yoko Littner and the gunman called LAGANN that Simon found. Little does he know that his adventures from the day he escaped from underground will be something that will transcend space and time. Battles that will take place involving the fate of the entire universe, and feats that will be made that didn't seem possible. In this series, as you follow Simon, you will follow his growth from a timid shy boy into a hero who disregards all reason and logic for the sake of his friends and loved ones. Truly an intense action-packed series that features a hero with a stunningly deep development. Definitely a must-watch for those looking for a hero-type character who is willing to face any challenge that comes his way. Number 3, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Why not Fate Zero, you say? Well, this video is about heroes, and I feel Fate Zero doesn't have that aspect in this series compared to Fate Stay Night, with Shiro Emiya being the very embodiment of a hero in the series. For those who don't know, the story mainly centers around Rin Tosca, set in the 5th Holy Grail War. During the events of this battle royale, she encounters Shiro Emiya, who somehow got dragged into the war, and ends up working together against their opponents for the Holy Grail. What makes this series have such strong heroic traits is mainly due to the actions of Shiro Emiya. After his adopted father, Kiritsugu Emiya adopted him after being a victim of a large-scale destructive incident. Shiro dedicated himself to being a hero of justice, which will become a contributing factor to the type of heroic person he sets out to becoming in the series. The reason I put this as a hero-based anime series is that it touches on the essential qualities and characteristics of being a hero. One particular trait is the quality of self-sacrifice within a hero. A person who is willing to give up what they themselves value in order to help other people, taking on the burdens of those who can't help themselves or even the burdens of the entire world. These are the features that make this series one of the most enjoyable hero-based anime series. Number 2, One Punch Man. A very action-packed entertaining series set in a world where many heroes exist. Among them is the underrated Saitama, who is actually insanely strong and can beat any villain in one punch, hence the title One Punch Man. He had trained so hard to the point that his hair fell out and his strength became unmatched by anyone. Now, he takes on being a hero as a hobby and seeks to find the thrill in battle, but has a tough time due to just being overwhelmingly strong. Although this series focuses on the shining aspects of being a hero more than the great qualities that make one, One Punch Man does touch on both, but mostly on the former. It is not meant to be taken too seriously as this show is a comedy, but this show is one of the few that has the world centered around superheroes and villains. Just take the title literally and you'll know whether this is for you or not. Finally, I give you my number 1 hero-based anime as of now, Boku no Hero Academia, otherwise known as My Hero Academia. First off, season 2 just started and I'm so looking forward to watching it. Also glad that it's 2 core 24 episodes this time as well, but starting off with season 1 was something that I couldn't forget. This isn't just a series of a hero, it's a series completely centered around heroes, and the making of them. It doesn't just touch on amazing feats and battles of heroes, but also explores the intrinsic values of what it takes to become one. I can't say enough how inspirational this series is in inspiring people to always try their best, no matter what. So much so that the beauty of it can put you to tears, honestly. Truly, the most inspirational characters in the series, All Might and Izuku Midoriya, are characters to really look out for. Not just what they do, but what they stand for that truly makes them shine in this series. Being a hero isn't just having the power to defeat villains, but also the heart and will to do whatever it takes in order to do what is just, even if it means self-sacrifice. If you love heroes, specifically that of the super variety, then this is definitely a must-watch for you. So, this is my top 10 hero anime. You probably noticed I did include some of the more mainstream series like Naruto, Dragon Ball, Fullmetal Alchemist, etc, etc. I wanted to make a more modern lineup that was relevant to what people would watch today or even start watching. And even if I did include those, I'm pretty sure you've heard lots about them already. Hope this helped you find an interesting hero anime to watch. So help me, how many times did I say hero in this video? Oh, and before I forget, I also started using Twitter. It would mean a lot if you can follow me on it, as I'll be posting updates on future videos I'll be releasing. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.